This is an intermediate English listening practice. It comes from Book 4 of the Intermediate English Comprehension series, which has over 3,000 positive reviews on Amazon. Listen carefully and use the subtitles to improve your vocabulary and comprehension.
The Black Death, also known scientifically as the bubonic plague, is one of the worst pandemics that humanity has ever known. It ravaged Western civilization in the 14th century, killing millions and changing history. Up until the early 14th century, Europe was prospering. Its cities were growing, there was warm weather, industry was developing, and the population was rising. However, these good times did not last. The weather became colder, making crops fail, which in turn caused famine. Apart from mass starvation, war also broke out when the King of England, Edward III, declared war on France. This was the start of the 100 Years' War, which would kill 3.5 million. However, an even deadlier killer would soon arrive. The first report of the plague in Europe was from the city of Kaffa, now Feodosia in Crimea, in 1347. The disease spread throughout Kaffa, killing thousands. At the time, there were Italian traders in Kaffa who fled by boat to Sicily and Venice. Unfortunately, these escapees didn't realize that they were bringing death to their homeland. After Italy, the plague spread to other parts of Europe. It reached Barcelona in 1347, where it killed 60% of the population. From there, it travelled to France and Portugal, arriving in England in 1348. Between 1348 and 1350, the disease entered Germany and Scandinavia. It finally reached Russia in 1351. During this time, the Black Death killed millions. The lowest estimates put the death toll at 75 million people, while the highest estimates say it was more like 200 million. Even today, this is a huge number of people, but in the 14th century, it was approximately 1/5 of the global population. The symptoms of bubonic plague were extremely nasty. They included painful red swellings, a high fever, vomiting, bleeding from the mouth and extreme sleepiness. The plague was named the Black Death because the swellings turned from red to black. Although it was extremely painful, the disease killed its victims quickly and, once infected, most people died within 2 to 4 days. Killing millions, the disease devastated Western civilization. However, apart from so much death, there were also some positive consequences. For example, with so many people dead, the living could ask for more money, so wages rose. Another positive consequence involved less overcrowding in cities and therefore healthier living conditions. A further effect of the plague was that many people became angry with the church. Before the plague, people believed the church was all-powerful, yet it could do nothing to stop the disease. Although many priests helped look after the infected people, the popularity of the church began to fall. For centuries, rats, or more correctly their fleas, were blamed for spreading the plague. However, a new study by British archaeologist Barney Sloane provides a different theory. Sloane says that the plague spread too fast for it to have been rats. Instead, he says that it must have been another disease similar to the plague. However, he believes that it was spread by humans, not rats. Today, some scientists and historians believe that the Black Death may have begun in China. Whether spread by rats, fleas, or humans, it killed millions of people and changed history forever. The governments at the time couldn't stop it, and society almost broke down. With our modern medical technology, could we have done a better job?
If you'd like the full text with comprehension questions and vocabulary explanations, Book 4 is available on Amazon. The link is in the video description below.